Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, you enjoyed the intro. So, jumping back into the story as it happens, the party have just defeated Abel, who is the owner of this lovely house, of this mega mansion that you guys are currently in the
Sure.
midst of heisting. Um, Abel was also now previously the owner of the Mantle of the Firebird, a relic of the beings from before. As you guys kind of planned out, how this night would go, you came in, you were very stealth and sleuth and under disguise, deception. Things went well. And then turned out that there was unfortunately a traitor in the midst of the plans. Uh, a relatively low level thief who had been kind of hired to heist the place, um, betraying Aris, your thief kind of contact. Having betrayed Aris, ratting you guys out, then began to, well, took the money from Abel for ratting you out, and then, as we saw last week, if you didn't see it last week, go back and watch the VOD or go back and watch it on YouTube.
It'll be on YouTube tomorrow.
Went into a rather hearty and what's the word? Traumatizing fight. That ended with a lovely moment between two significant characters. So Kyler and Geraldine, as Geraldine has her arms wrapped around Kyler's shoulders, lips to lips in the midst of this embrace, Kronk, having pulled out a card while no one is looking, and simply puts the card back in his pocket. Well, the card dissipates, but puts the deck back in his pocket. Nobody any the wiser.
Did I see this happen?
You did not.
Okay.
You all are kind of caught in the slight dip of adrenaline that happens after a fight like this. And in doing so, each of you finds that you are still in the middle of this place. A lot of noise has just happened, and you're not 100% sure what's going to happen now. Brazian, as the only one who isn't currently either being bandaged up from death's door.
Oh, I need to be bandaged up from death's door. I'm on 10 fucking HP.
Yeah, but you're not like lying down.
You're not
like,
sitting with the healing spirit.
Yeah.
And I think chances are Kronk probably took all of the charges of the healing spirit.
Yeah, over the course of like a minute or two, Kronk has just sucked up all of that lovely, lovely healing mist. Shout out to all my Mistweavers. As that happens, Drazian, you're the only one to actually hear the sounds of shouting and heavy footsteps coming up the hall, just outside the door.
We need to go. We need to go, like right now.
Oh,
No, as in out the fucking window. Grab the mantle and let's get out of here.
Yeah, Kyler is still tight fisting the mantle.
Is suffering from a point of exhaustion from the haste potion.
No, it's just lethargy, so it's just 6 seconds.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it's just like 6 seconds of whoa, fuck.
Okay.
Mux, quick question. You see when I'm in my, like, water elemental form, how big am I? As in,
You're like a normal size thing, but you can go through anything that is up to 1 inch.
You know, I more meant, like, could someone, like, feasibly get on my back as I jump out the window, transform into this water elemental and not die?
what is outside of the window? Let's start there. Is
Well,
it water?
as you go over to the window and look out, it's not water. It leads out onto one of the multiple acres of land that this estate inhabits in the middle
Is
of
there a
quite a busy
tree?
city.
Outside the
Uh,
window or anything?
There's a couple, but they're like 30 or 40 feet away.
Hmm.
That's fine. I can make
Hold
that.
on a minute. I can be a fucking tree now. Hold on a minute.
You could also like wild shape into a giant eagle.
I can't. I don't have a flight speed.
Oh.
I get a swim speed, and then I think it's level 8. I get a flight speed. I don't think I can wild shape into a thing yet. I thought we had talked about this. Am I hallucinating this?
We have not talked about this, but for druids that aren't Circle of the Moon, that is a thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that I'd get them not all at once.
Yeah, no, druids of the moon get them all at once. Druids of other
Yeah.
circles don't.
Because I thought I could have sworn you've transformed into a giant eagle before.
And I think that's where we had the conversation was that, hold on, I don't think I can do that yet.
You turned into a bird. It wasn't a.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd give you like birds. You know what I mean? Like at any point, I'd be like,
Yeah.
bird's fine. But
Like
like
flat giant eagle.
But like a mountable eagle
mountable,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've done for
okay.
flavor before, yeah.
yeah, in that case, Kyle's gonna give a wink to Geraldine and a smile, and then go over to the window and just get Trina and just go bang through the window with booming blade and just like utterly shatter the glass.
As the glass shatters, you hear the door behind you open, and you hear a they're right. And before Drazy, even before you can get it off, you all four of you, three here, Kronk is also there. Hear a beep fly past you, and you turn around
Okay.
and see this guard dressed in not like armor, but kind of slightly well armored, looking ready for a party, kind of like a metal adorned suit in a way, so that he looks imposing but also doesn't look out of place at the gala this is meant to be. You look back as he's clutching at his throat, and between his fingers as he reaches up you can see the bolt of a crossbow bolt, like the back shaft of a crossbow bolt that has been fired through his throat from the front.
Can I see the direction it's come from?
Yeah, if you look back out the window, you see a very tiny spark of fire go into the air. And in that spark of fire, from pretty far away, you can see as it briefly illuminates the rooftop from which it came, you see a dark brown and black cloak perched on top of a rooftop, aiming a crossbow down. And you gather that, okay, Aris has us in her sights.
Okay.
She
Right.
is going to take care of like non-huge threats for us.
Okay, sweet. So can we kind of gauge that window is our best bet here?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you guys have gone for, yeah.
Is there any way of seeing? You see, like where all those trees are. Is there like, is that near an exit of the grounds to like kind of get back into the city
You
proper?
can see the walls from where you are. You are on the opposite side of the house from the main entrance that you guys would have come through, but maybe about 100. Like, let me double check the length of an acre.
I just need to know if it's in within 120 feet.
1 acre is approximately 208 feet. 208 feet.
Ah, shit.
So yeah, but about 200 feet away, you can see the stone cobble wall that has been built up relatively quite high. But you can see a single light that's kind of burning and a dimly illuminated doorway, and you gather that that must be like the servants' entrance
Okay,
into the grounds.
and that's where Aris is, yeah.
Aris is perched up on a building just outside those walls.
Okay. My cool thing that I could do, would I be able to like do that twice
Oh yeah,
to
you can do that.
to make up that 200 feet?
Yeah, 100%. You can just ba-dum, ba-dum.
Okay.
The
Uh,
unfortunate thing is you can't take anybody with you on that.
yeah. I turned to the three of you and I'm like, can you guys get out and get to that wall easily enough somehow?
Yeah. Fuck it, let's go.
Okay.
Uh,
That's all I need to know. Drazian draws his sword at this point. The draws his his Avum lightning sword and slashes it, and you see this kind of rift open up, and Drazian jumps through. And seconds later, you see Drazian at that point of the servant's entrance where Mux mentioned.
Yeah, wait,
As I cast Temporal Thrust twice.
yeah, as you watch Drazian kind of rip open this tear and what seems to be some sort of maybe layer of reality, maybe going into the ethereal plane, you're not 100% sure, but you watch as he rips down across thin air, this dark, like blue line opens in air, and Drazian just, like, if it's a very weird sight because it does look like a 3D being entering a two-dimensional space as he just phases into this singular line. And then about 7 seconds later, you see the same thin blue rift appear beside the door and fizzle up. And Drazian steps through and kind of looks back and like waves the sword to kind of signify to you guys, like, okay, I've made it here.
Kyler's gonna turn to Kronk and be like, are you okay, buddy? Are you good? Are you good to move?
You Kronk just kind of like looks up and goes, I'm really sore.
No,
Hey,
no, dude, totally, 100. So I have hempen rope, and I also have a 24-foot ladder. How big is this gap to the ground?
you are the 24-foot ladder would be enough. Um, but you don't need to worry because moments after, like literally seconds after Drazian, um, you hear a and you look to the outside where Aris has dropped a what looks like a rather strongly bolted and like kind of fastened on hook shape of a crossbow bolt onto the stone outside of this house, and you watch as the hooks, like the kind of bird claw that it is, actually like tightens and grips into the stone, and rope unravels from the end of this, as Aris has made kind of a repelling, like shot
Yeah.
a repelling rope um at the wall for you guys to jump out and rappel down.
You two go first. I'll make sure no one comes through the door, and Kaz's gonna run over and hold the door shut while they go down.
Okay. Tyler, make a strength check for me.
Just a flat strength.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
think Geraldine's gonna sort of grab Kronk's hand to try to like get him off the ground
Yeah,
and
Kronk
like get
gets
him
up.
towards the window.
Yeah, Kronk gets up, but you notice Kronk isn't really looking you in the eye. Um, you're not sure if it's just because the adrenaline of everything, but Kronk isn't really looking at you
I got
very much.
a 23.
Okay, 23, not a problem. Yeah, you hold up fine against, you now begin to feel like at first it's just like one fist and then turns into one like person battering a shoulder against the door, and then it happens quicker and you realize quickly that there's like two people who are kind of taking very quick succession to like batter against the door,
Hmm.
and then you begin to see an axe chop through at the top of the door, beginning to like carve it down. You're still holding it closed,
Yeah. How
but
how how
you,
how far
gather
did they get through?
that you've maybe got 20 seconds
Um,
before this gets to a point where you have to like run or be hit by the axe.
Cool. Kyle's gonna drive Trina like center prong into the door frame, and the like left prong like through the door, so like it basically just like wedges it shut for a second.
Mhm.
Run across the room, and then pull Trina back to hand, and then like slide down
Okay,
to
no
like
problem.
provide that resistance while Kyle's not
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I'll say by the time this has all happened, Geraldine, you did manage to get Kronk up and over and onto the rope. I'm rolling an acrobatics check now.
Quick
That's a natural.
question.
It's a natural 20.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
Who picked up the mantle of the Firebird? Was it GB picked it?
Kyler.
Oh, Kyler picked
Kyler
it up.
has it.
Cool.
Tyler's currently like has it like strapped to his waist or like in his jacket.
Okay,
Can't
sweet.
remember which. Yeah, with a natural 20, Kronk like looks like he like tumbles over the window ledge and almost like he's about to completely miss the rope, but you don't hear any noise and you look down and Kronk is like effortlessly propelling down this rope with like one arm wrapped around the rope and just oomph, lands on the ground and immediately starts taking strides towards the servants' entrance.
Do I need to roll something to go down the rope too,
No, only
or
because
just because Kronk was like dead? Yeah, okay.
only
Just
because
making
Kronk
sure.
was like fucked up.
Fucked up.
You even for flavor, if you want to, you just into like a ferret and you just grab onto the rope and just scurry down it very quickly.
Cute.
And at the bottom you back to that's I'm not going to make you take a wild shape for that. You back into Geraldine and maybe 3-4 seconds later you just see a blue form descending towards you. As Kyler lands beside you, you look each other in the eye very quickly. Do you guys stay there for a minute, or do you guys just both start making tracks for the
I
servants'
think
entrance?
we're both run.
Kyler's gonna reach that like the free hand up with the shield on it, tap you on the cheek, and run. Like there you go. Like,
I was so expecting Kyler to go, "You're it," and just
Yeah, no, really.
no, it's just like a gentle like you good, and then starts Naruto running with like Trina behind.
Oh,
like,
100%. Yeah.
because that is how you run with weaponry. Like when I run with you, if you're doing this, you're gonna cut yourself. That's you keep it behind you.
So yeah, you guys both absolutely leg it down, and as you get to the servants' entrance, you hear Aris shout, "Take a few steps back," and you all take a few steps back.
Yep.
And then you hear another dull thud at the other side of the door, followed by a strange hissing sound. And as you kind of all go, "What is that?" And you watch as the maybe 3 feet of door around where the lock was is blasted open, and the door itself almost swings off of its hinges with the force.
Aris, you were
blew
only
the
supposed to
bloody
blow
door
the bloody door off.
I did only blow the bloody door off.
How far do we have to run after this?
You guys are going to be running for a solid 15 minutes.
Do we do
And-
fun check or anything?
I wild shave into a warhorse. And it's a
You can.
large creature, so I can carry someone, right? Because it's a ground speed.
Warhorse, you can carry 2 people at half speed and 1 person at full speed.
What about a Kronk person?
Yeah, that still counts as 1 person.
Yeah, there's no. It's not like based on like carrying capacity.
Still
No,
only
no, no.
counts as one.
You get the warhorse.
It only counts as one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you watch Kyler as you kind of like you make it. You're the hero in your mind. You're like, go, go, go. You're like pushing everybody through the door. Drazian goes first, kind of making sure that there's nobody on the other side. Sword out, like spell kind of crackling in the other hand. Geraldine after that, then Kronk, and finally Kyler, who kind of you come out like backwards, like using Trina to kind of like make sure that nobody's behind you, and you turn around just as you watch your now girlfriend's body face on the body of a horse slowly morph into the face of a horse on the body of a horse.
I wanted to, like, Kronk has a level of exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that affect his run speed or anything?
At this stage, no, but it affects his ability and skill checks.
Okay.
So anything that may require that now, what you will do instead as the warhorse.
Like a con check, yeah. So
Yeah, like a constitution check, or like
That's fine.
if you need to like avoid, like if there's like arrows being flung at you, like being shot at you, that kind of thing.
So
Okay.
are
Give
we
Kronk a
still
leg
on the
up.
grounds, or are we in the city at this point? Are we?
You're now in the city, but in
Okay.
like in the streets of the city. In the city.
Okay. At this point, I am going to drop my disguise self.
Okay, not a problem. As you
So-
drop,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so Kronk is on GB as a warhorse,
Yes,
and the other two are running.
the other two are running.
Okay. Okay.
Kind of there. Are you guys like flanking Geraldine at either side in this form?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem.
I was tempted to like change into the water elemental, but I think that would probably draw too much attention. So
Yeah.
A horse bolting through the streets, still fairly
Hey,
conspicuous.
it
but the water
happens in
elemental's
Shrek.
next
It can
fucking
happen
level.
here.
Yeah, it's a very strange sight for you, Kyler, as well, as you turn around, because the way that the wild shape has chosen to happen this time is like the bottom legs first turn like
It wasn't
Sorry.
all at once.
no, it wasn't all at once. It was like Geraldine's legs turned into the horse's hind legs, then her arms turned into
Bottom
their
up.
forelegs, and then she like bent over, and then it like went up the body. So at one point, it was just a horse with Geraldine's face.
Oh, cringe, 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 cringe.
The first eldritch horror that Kyler struggled with. Like,
You turn around, you're like,
I can't comprehend this one, Chief.
I not this one.
There's a brief moment of attraction and a lifetime of questioning.
Blah,
Oh no.
blah.
As you guys are now kind of like getting it ready, throwing Kronk up over the warhorse, using the rope that Kyler had to like wrap Kronk on to make sure that he's like tied tight, because Kronk is like still holding on with one arm, but you can see that he's like weaker than normal.
water?
Um,
Should we get to the water? Where are we running to? Where are we running to?
You hear two dull thuds behind you, and you turn around and you see Aris has on her own descended a rappel rope, and is now running up to you all and just goes, "I believe I should have told you about this slightly earlier, but that shipment that you're looking for comes in tonight in about 30 minutes.
Oh shit.
So
We're
directly
going
to
then.
the warehouse and getting the fuck out of here.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go."
Okay. Okay.
And
Shit.
Do we know what? Does she like show what direction that is?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
she just immediately leads the charge. She is noticeably faster than all of you. Even you in a warhorse form. You notice that she is like fully, like every stride of hers, nothing is wasted. No element of this movement is at all like being not worthwhile. She is fully striding, and the rest of you are going to. We are going to begin a chase sequence, so I want you all to have your saves ready or your skill checks ready, because this is you guys running through the town. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you're near Kyler, remember Aura Protection goes burr.
I'm a
saves.
horse.
How far away?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. You are a horse, that is correct. But but if you get up the warhorse stat block, that is what
Yeah.
you use. Yeah.
Okay. If it doesn't. Okay, when I pull this up, it gives me the regular stats for it, but only the saving throws for 2 of them.
Yeah,
It's the
that's because
only proficiencies.
it's the only
Otherwise, it's
proficiencies it has.
just the stat.
Otherwise, it's just a regular stat roll.
Yeah.
Is that how
Yeah.
that works? Okay.
So,
How is a
Really?
warhorse not proficient in strength saves?
um,
Okay.
going forward, stage 1 of this chase, you guys are running. You guys are absolutely fucking it down the road. You guys are, the cobbles beneath, some of them are shaky and you kind of feel your legs go out from under you a little bit, but you are just running. As you're going, all of you begin to hear this noise and this rattle and this commotion behind you, and you turn around, like those of you who aren't a horse and don't have that, like are unable to see behind them. So like for Geraldine, turning around is this, and you can suddenly see behind you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Sort of like a question. Can I cast in wild shape? How does
I
that?
don't think you're at the level where you can do that yet.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it doesn't say anything. It just says how long I can stay in it and what I can turn into. It doesn't list like any other particulars about it.
There's a thing at higher levels where you can cast in your wild shape, but you don't have it yet. So you
Okay.
can't.
Okay.
So as you hear this,
Cool.
yeah, as you hear this commotion and everything coming up behind you, you all turn around to find some sort of amalgamum construct of armor beginning to barrel and hurtle through the streets towards you, taking these enormous steps. You look for something that is controlling it and you can see nothing. The first thing I would like all of you to do is a dexterity saving throw or an acrobatics check to see if the shaking and the rumbling of this beast make you lose your footing.
We go dex save.
12.
Okay.
That's 8. Not 1.
So do I just
Okay.
roll a deck, like the dex
+5.
Yep.
Yeah.
thing?
If they don't have acrobatics, then you just roll the dex.
If I'm on the other side of the horse, Drazen will get the 5, Willie, because the horse is 10 feet. Because it's a large creature, right? So if I'm like beside the horse, even, it's like the furthest it'll extend is the other side of the horse.
Yeah.
It's a 14, so plus the 5, so 19.
Okay. 19. What was it? 13 for you, Kyler?
8. I got a nat 1.
Yeah, but you get the +5.
Yeah, so 1 + 7.
Oh, I
So-
thought the 7 was just.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
you don't have 7 dex.
Mine is built into my saves because
Yeah.
they're kind of always up. So
Yeah, not a problem. And then 7 +5. Okay. Drazian and Geraldine, you guys are fine. You aren't flustered. But Drazian, Kyler, as you turn around and you see this thing running and hurtling towards you, you feel your feet kind of trip over themselves, and you can either be one step closer to being caught or take damage. Which one?
damage. Let's do it.
Okay. You're going to take,
Can I do something here while we're running?
depends on what it is.
Wait, actually, I was going to cast Lightning Lure on Kyler to pull him this way so he doesn't get caught, but he will take damage if he does that.
Yeah, it's probably better not to, because Kyler, you're only going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. As you turn around, you kind of stumble over and you hurt your ankle slightly, but you turn and you keep up the pace.
Cool. I'll take that
Okay.
1 point of damage.
So,
Ugh.
stage 2 of this, you guys are running. You're used to the rhythm and the rumble and the floor kind of shaking from the heft of this thing chasing after you. You hear a quick as what do you call it? Arrows are now being propelled at you, and once again, for those of you that turn around, you now see these turrets that have lifted up out of the shoulders of this creature and are firing arrows at you guys as you're going. So this time, if you guys would either like to take the hit or make a dex save, it's up to
When
you.
you mean take the hit, do you mean like against AC?
Yeah, against AC.
Well, it's disadvantage on me anyway, so yeah, I'll take the hit.
Yeah, I'll do this. I'll do the same. I'll go for against AC.
If you'll allow me, I'll also use Blade Ward so that I get resistance to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage. For the round.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah. What about yourself, Geraldine?
I think I'll take the dex save, assuming that as a horse I can see something coming and move and like dodge as I'm. My armor class is also 11, so
Okay, go ahead and make a dex save for me.
do I still get the 5 from Kyler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 19 again.
19 again, yeah. Geraldine, whatever way that your horse body is moving, you feel the muscles ripple and you kind of get like Chad energy and you just
Zigzag.
charge through. There's actually one point where you do feel an arrow hit you, but it's actually hitting one of your hind hooves as the arrow like hits the hoof and hits the horseshoe and just shatters.
Yeah.
For the two of you, a 17 doesn't hit either of your ACs.
No.
So you don't take full damage, but you do take grazing damage as part of the chase.
Can I intercept?
What are you doing to intercept? You're gonna have to, because this is coming from behind you while you're running.
So I can do it with a melee weapon that I'm proficient in or a shield. So I could just put Oathkeeper's Resolve like over my head, and
Yeah.
or I can take Trina and just start like twirling it to like try and
Yeah.
windmill the arrows.
Not a problem. Yeah, you can intercept. That's going to be 6 points of damage, of grazing
I keep
damage.
saying Geraldine Boulevard is doing it to me.
Is it saying that? Oh,
Yeah. I got 12 points of intercept.
it's because I was on Geraldine's sheet looking at
Yeah.
stats. That is my bad.
It's funny. I was like, Geraldine, stop killing us.
Does anyone happen to remember what the omen roll I had last time was? Because Kyler's done too many sims, so I can't scroll up in the chat to go find it.
Sorry.
Omen roll?
Yeah, it would have
was
been.
it wield? It was wield.
Yeah.
It was the one that makes them lose things.
Yeah, like I can do it to someone else, not like.
Yeah. It's a debuff, not the buff. It's that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Go.
don't know if this is something.
It's a druid feature.
Okay.
Stars feature. Basically,
I
one
don't
lets
know.
you remove from their other. One lets you take away, one lets you add, and you roll at the start which one you get. So.
Not a
Yeah,
problem.
whether it's an odd or an even lets me know which one I can do. I just
Okay.
too many Kyler sims.
Just write it down.
Mux, while we're running, is it possible for me to like swig a healing potion as a bonus action while we're running? Or can I not do that on chase sequence? Because I'm still on 10 HP.
Um,
And if I get hit by anything significant, I'm dead.
I mean,
I will say if you have the item ready, if you have to like search through your bags for it, then unfortunately it's going to be a case of you're going to get one stage closer to your pursuer.
I would have it on my belt.
Okay, if you've got it on your belt, then yeah, you can reach down, rip it off, and chug it, and then just like break the glass on the ground as you're running.
Okay.
Litter.
so, yeah. So Eli takes 3 plus and then heals, and I take nothing because of intercept. Is that because it's blade wards plus intercept? Was our count?
Yeah, so not a problem. Yeah, Jason, you take 3. Kylo takes nothing. As you guys are again just fucking lagging it. Third and final stage of the chase. You feel this thing stop, and you all kind of turn around and watch as it is like stopped in the streets, but is still like looking at you all. And then you watch its chest open up, and an enormous net flies forward.
What's our
I would like each of you to either make an athletics or a strength saving throw or strength check, to break free of this net.
Is it
It's
strength
too- it's-
save or
it's-
strength check?
Either or.
Okay, I'm gonna go save. 23.
23, not a problem.
I'm probably gonna go athletics because my strength score and save is a +0, whereas
Okay.
whereas my athletics is a +3. Do I get any bonus from Kyler from being in his aura?
You're
No.
not currently in his aura. You're on the other side of the horse still.
The aura's only saves as well. So
Okay. Right. Just make a straight athletics check and hope. 16.
Okay, yep. For Drazian and Kyler, you guys, as this net kind of comes at you, you immediately just reach up and grab the material that the net's made out of and like rip through, like as it lands on you, you rip through it and you're now standing on top of the net. But you turn and find that unfortunately Geraldine, having no hands and naught but horse feet, has not managed to rip through the net and is currently caught.
can I go try and slash it?
If you want to free Geraldine from this,
Yeah.
you're going to take a stage of getting closer to this thing, which at this point is not a huge deal.
Okay, I'll
to be
come and
honest
help
with you.
as well.
Okay. As you guys rip Geraldine out of this, you watch this thing chase and loom towards you. It gets closer and closer, and you're panicking, and your weapons are strong, but trying to make sure that you're not hurting Geraldine and you're not hurting Cronkel trying to rip through the net. It's beginning to get a panic. This thing's 20 feet away from you. It's 15 feet away from you. As it gets to 10 feet away from you, you watch as it and stops. And you watch little motes of arcane energy that are spattered all across its body, at its joints, and its core, whatever seemed to have been powering this. You watch as they go dim. As either its energy has depleted or it has traveled too
It's got a
far
range.
from whatever is powering it.
Is it still an operable construct?
You don't know. You don't know really how this works.
We don't have time to look. We need
As
to go.
as they're cutting you through, as they kind of cut the last joints on this net and pull it off of you, Geraldine, you all hear the shouting of something that unfortunately is not battery powered or has a range, as you turn and you see 15 to 20 of the guards from the mansion running up the road and much farther away than this creature is to, like this construct is to you, but still fucking legging it.
How far away is the construct?
Construct's about 10 feet away. So it like literally stopped like as it was like looming over you, because this
It
is a
ran out of
huge
range.
this is a huge
Yeah.
construct.
Can Geraldine... Can horse Geraldine, like, kick it? Or trample... Like, I have a trampling charge. And
It's
I
a
have
hu-
6...
It's a
Over.
huge it's a huge construct. You can try.
Buckaroo!
Yeah, like, can I just, like, see if I can knock it over?
Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
It's a 13.
You do kind of, you like go onto your your like two front legs,
Yeah,
And
and try to, like,
pick
kick
up
it.
your hind legs, and you kick the chest. But unfortunately, rather than like pushing it over, you just leave two very large like hoof prints dents
Alright.
in the wall in
to
the
try.
chest cavity of this being. Thank you, A Tale of D20s, for the raid.
Thank you guys.
Um,
Can I like kind of go up to Geraldine and Horseform and go, just keep going, and then stand beneath the legs and go, I am a fucking ninja, and cast fog clouds with my Aquan ability, like my Triton ability, to just like
Yeah.
leave a mist, and then just fucking zoom through the mist so they can't see where we're going.
you go through the legs of the construct and do this.
Like do this. Like this is my material component.
Shadow Clone
a-
Jitsu!
Boom. Boom, and then drop the mist cloud, and then just like kind of book it through the thing.
Yeah. Which
I don't
should
actually
go-
have to go through the legs. I can just
No.
drop it, but like I thought it'd be funnier.
Yeah, no,
And more
it's
Kyler.
Funny.
It is funnier because, as well, from like as you kind of go through the legs and you do this, you leave that fog cloud and you like run out of it. The guards who like saw you doing this are like really confused, but then kind of like keep up the chase. But the ones who are just turning the corner, it just looks like the construct has farted and has just released a mist. that's like spreading across the ground, and they kind of like run around the corner and go and they kind of like keep it for a second, going like, is this like some sort of like toxic cloud weapon that the
Gas attack,
construct
yeah.
has? Yeah.
Bio warfare, lads.
Okay, and they just continue running after you. At this point, though, with the help of the fog cloud as well, you guys have rounded the corner, ducked into an alleyway, and you guys are out of sight.
Woo! Oh, I thought we were gonna get caught there. Dude. Oh, so
This is
Yeah.
bad. This is really bad. We are not in fighting condition, so we better hope there's nothing in our way at the shipment. We need to grab this thing and go. Like, straight away. We need to run.
Geraldine's gonna sort of like kneel in horse form. This is so weird. She's gonna kneel so Kronk can easily like step off, like step down.
Meraldine.
another rare Geraldine.
I'm so thankful Discord's like sound suppression took away what the noise I just made was. Okay, so Meryl let Kronk off and go back into, or maybe no, she's gonna stay a horse. She's gonna stay a horse.
Are you sure about that?
How much further do we have to run? Like, are we at the?
You guys have been running for about 10 minutes now. That chase was going on for 5 or 6 minutes, and you were running for about 3 minutes before that.
So, but like, where are we in relation to
To the
like
shipment.
where we need to be? Like, are we there, or are we just
No,
out of sight from the people?
You're out of sight from the people. You're still about 10 minutes away at a good pace.
It's probably more important to heal Dre. Yeah, Geraldine will go back into human form.
Okay.
Does anything happen to my astral shifts while I'm wild shaped, or do I still have Chalice up?
I would say you still have Chalice up because it doesn't say
Okay.
anything about that. Does Chalice count as one of your wild shapes? Like, is it wild
Yes,
shape?
it uses a slot
Then it-
for it.
If yeah,
It
then
shares. Well,
it would. If it shares charges, then it
Let's
would be a
see.
case of you drop Chalice to go into horse form.
Yeah.
Begone,
Yeah,
stars
that-
of light! I must become Nene.
must
I'm gonna-
become pony.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
well,
use... Oh, and you go.
Well, I mean, in the end, friendship is magic. So
true and real, bestie, true and real. Okay, well, in that case, yeah, I'm gonna stay
horse form.
in. No, no, I need to heal Dre. I'm gonna be in Geraldine form,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast.
Ongoline Healing Spirit?
Yeah,
Healing
well,
Spirit
that's
Ongoline?
yeah. I'm gonna do a 4th level healing spirit,
A big
Okay.
ol' 40?
or yeah. You don't need enough for a 4th level cure wounds, do you?
I am 40 HP below my max.
But everyone's hurt. Yeah, I'm gonna do the healing spirit.
Okay, not a problem.
Because I'm on 18 currently.
I'll say, as you
So-
kind of like, you know, like the circular doors at hotels.
Yeah.
You guys kind of do that with the healing spirit, and after a while, you all will. How much is 4th level healing spirit do? Or whatever level?
3d6 every tick.
3d6 every tick. It's a tick per round for how many rounds?
10. 1 minute.
Spirit can heal a number of times equal to 1 plus your spell casting ability modifier.
Oh.
Okay, so for you that
After
is
healing that number of times, the spirit disappears. So my spell casting
Wisdom.
ability modifier is 4.
okay. So
So it can
5
give 5
times.
tick. Yeah.
In that case,
can be
I'll,
5 ticks.
stay out until and let Kronk and Drazen
So
take
do
it.
I roll the 3d6?
Yeah, and we'll just say that that is the amount that they take each time,
So
or
it's
that
8
they
points of
heal
healing.
each time. Okay,
That
8 points
sucks.
of
It's
healing.
2 1s. It's still Geraldine.
So that does mean, Drazian, you get 16 points back at least.
Yeah,
Kronk
I don't know
also
what
gets.
Kronk is at.
Kronk is, I believe Kronk was nearly back up to full thanks to the healing done.
Yeah, because he would have taken
5 times 2d6, right?
Yeah,
Or-
so Kronk, we'll say that Kronk lets, what do you call it? Kronk lets Drazian also get the 5th slot of healing. So, Drazian, you actually get 24 points of healing instead of 16.
Okay, that's me at 42 out of 58, so I could knack another
Um,
healing potion as well.
Well,
So
I can give
come
you a
in.
lower level spell.
Yeah, if you can give me something
Here.
else as well, that'd
Yeah,
be
I can't.
great.
Honestly, I'm really good on spell slots because I used magic missile instead.
Based.
Yeah, right.
Speaking.
Let me give you I can give you a cure wounds.
Speaking of spell slots, while this is going on, can I use the two bonus actions to do?
And there's
Harness Divine
22
Power?
points of healing.
22, that'll do it. That will do
Okay.
it. Yeah, that's me at max. Sweet, we're
Okay.
good.
I'll regain 2 second level spell slots with Harness Divine Power as this goes on.
Yep, not a problem. Aris is also like in this alleyway that you guys have like all kind of dove into. I also want to say, just for flavor's sake, for some reason the wild shape from Meraldine to Geraldine still happened from the bottom legs up. So at one point it was Geraldine's body with
With
the
the
horse
horse
head.
head.
She's got to get better. She's not really good with beast forms on land. She's mostly
Yeah.
does the Aquan ones.
I wonder
wonder
why
why.
that is.
She wants to go swimming. She gotta go hang out with Shenjo. The shark one. She does not ever end up with a shark head on the Geraldine body. She does not.
Oh,
She
please.
Does not. She does not. Because when she goes into water, she immediately does it. So it's Fox don't do this to me.
Well,
Chernado.
as this is
Eris, Abel, we killed him.
I saw everything happening through the window. And you can see she doesn't seem too fazed by this. She's out of breath and she's like eyeing both sides of the alleyway just in case.
Okay, where's who? You said that this thing soon, right?
At this, she looks down at her, like a watch on her wrist. At this rate, I'd say we have 15 minutes
How far away is it?
before it arrives. We're about 10 minutes away.
Okay,
we
then
can
we
get
need to
there.
run.
We can get there with 5 minutes to spare if we go now.
All
Are
right,
you
let's
all
go.
ready?
Yeah, let's
Is
go
it
now.
coming in on a boat or is it coming in a van?
It's coming in on a boat, leaving on a van.
Okay.
So we need to pick
uh,
it up between those 2 points.
Can I reach Shenjo from here?
You can.
Buddy, I'm just gonna like talk as we run if
Was
that's
it
okay. Like
5 miles, isn't it?
1 mile.
1 mile. I will still say you're only if you only need to run for 15 minutes, like 10 minutes to get there. Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
a mile because Shanjo's like on the coastline. So
To the
yeah,
beach,
yeah, you can hear Shanjo. You can reach Shanjo.
Buddy,
And,
it's going down. Oh, no, on you go, cat.
I just wanted to do a pass without a trace before we go back running, because I think that comes from my staff.
Double,
Go on. I'm gonna look it up. Yeah.
Yeah, double
Okay,
check to make sure.
Dude, can you hear me? Shenjo, bruh.
What's happening, man? I was asleep, and what's going on?
It's all going down. Listen, I like just totally hit a new like personal best. It was fucking sick. Can you make it to the here? I'm gonna just transmit you some of my memories here, where this place is, and let's just like identify the place to Shenjo
Yeah.
with my where I know where it is.
The mental image, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it, man. You want me to be waiting inside the warehouse in the water, or you guys wanting me to wait
Can-
just outside?
don't jeopardize yourself, man. I know I can bring you back, but like I don't want to have to do that. I don't want you getting hurt. So, do what do you think is best, man? I believe in you. Okay.
I got it, buddy. I'll see you there.
I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. And you feel the connection with Shat and Joe, not like sever, but dim, as it is not being
Like-
actively used anymore.
Like the Discord noise. Doo-doo.
Yeah. As you guys are, Aris makes sure you guys are all okay, everything's good to go. She kind of sidles her way up to the edge of the alleyway, looks up and down, turns back to you all and nods, and without waiting for you, just takes off in one direction.
Yeah, I'm bolting after her.
Yeah, not a problem.
The pass without a trace is at will from the staff, so yes.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah. You don't need to do anything for now. You guys are running through the streets. There's one or two times where you see Aris kind of like looks up like what looks almost like to the sky, maybe to like the rooftops of the buildings. Looks up, and she goes to turn one way and then turns the other. And those of you with a high perception, which I believe would be right now just Geraldine. You can-
Me as well. I've got a passive.
17.
I've got a 15.
Okay, 16 would unfortunately be the DC
17.
for this. And that's why I was like high passive perception. You look up and you see other like hooded figures sitting on the corners of rooftops that are kind of like being lookouts, pointing for her where to go.
Okay.
Okay.
And you realize that Aris probably has some sort of spy network, and
Damn, what a baddie.
you gather, okay, that is how she's been so helpful to us. Over the course of the next 10 minutes, she takes you through the city streets unabated. There's once or twice where you guys can literally hear, like on the other side of the building that you're running, you can hear the sound of the guards that are chasing after you running in the opposite direction. And everything, it's like a Scooby-Doo chase, everything's just timed perfectly. And by the time you guys get to just outside the warehouse, you can see now that the lights in the warehouse are on, but there's no movement on the inside.
Okay.
It's not business hours, it's well past business hours. It is 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning.
Your sister once bet that if we crossed that line
Yeah,
without
in the
permission, we
morning.
wouldn't make it 10 feet. Do you want to
Please.
test that one out?
No, I don't. I've seen it happen. No. It's
Aris
not a
kind
good
of
idea.
as Aris like runs, is still like a bit of ahead of you guys, and she comes to a stop beside one of the walls that kind of look down into the river that flows into the water. At some point, like in the upper districts, there's not much of a separation between the street and the water, and it kind of is like a nice, you can walk beside the river. As you get closer to the actual ocean itself, walls start to appear beside the river as it kind of gets a bit deeper, more of a safety thing. But here, Aris kind of like runs ahead a bit and like stops beside one of the walls, and you watch as a hooded figure climbs over the wall, talks to Aris for a moment, and then pulls a rope and drags a burlap sack up over the wall, and you can hear muffled shouting and kicking from inside the burlap sack.
What is that?
The hooded figure
Who?
that you could not see.
What's that?
The hooded figure that you could not see now turns to you, and it is the female kind of agender figure from earlier yesterday, that had the clear porcelain mask that just had a single line across it.
It'll be the traitor.
And as Aris kind of like rips open the burlap sack and throws it forward a bit towards you guys, grey-haired, scraggled beard older fellow rolls out, his mouth bound with some sort of duct tape adhesive like thing, his arms tied together, and his feet and his like legs hog-tied. As he rolls out onto the floor, you can see at first his face is angry. And then he looks up and sees the four of you.
I've always wanted to do this. Can I? No, I shouldn't. He'll yell. I always want to do the, but you know they'll yell. Okay.
Aris, what do you want done with this guy?
It wasn't me that he betrayed and left in danger.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to you.
Do either of you three mind?
I
May
mind.
I?
You may not.
And you watch Aris kind of walks over, grips him by the hair, and lifts him to his feet. Remember that your life here was decided by these fine folk. And she like yanks his head forward and puts his face like maybe 6 or 7 inches from your face, Kyler. This is the face of your savior, and you will not forget it. And she throws him to the ground, reaches into one of his pockets, and pulls out what looks like a hat of 9 tails, but it's like very small and made out of rope. It's maybe only like that tall, like that big. And she pulls it out of his pocket. I'll be taking this. She cuts his arms free, but does not cut his legs free or remove his mouth, like the adhesive over his mouth. And you will show yourself nowhere that I can see your face again. Do you understand? You can see the traitor's silent for a moment. And Aris lifts him up, like grabs his ankles that are hog-tied, pulls him over to the wall, and just goes, Dragoon, help me throw him over.
With pleasure.
He won't, and she turns to Kyler and goes, he won't drown, he'll just get very, very wet.
If he's in the ocean, then he's at the mercy of my god. So.
And Drazian, you help Aris lift, and you like 1, 2, boom, you throw him over the wall, and you can hear, followed by as a splash of water happens, and then you can hear like the sound of what from this distance just sounds like a very large fish struggling to swim in the water. And Aris turns to you all and goes, this, and she pulls out like a clear square piece of plastic, is a fake key card to the warehouse. It will work once, it will let you get through the field, but if you are seen by anything, or if you do anything else to trigger any other sort of security, then there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
She hands the card to Geraldine. Turns to Kyler. You can see she looks really intently at the mantle of the Firebird and just goes, don't let that get into the hands of someone like him again, or else I'll have to take care of it.
I've got it.
I think you did enough for me. I'm not going to be too bothered about trying to pull off a heist while you're trying to. Let's leave this as it is. And hopefully the next time I see you, it won't be in this circumstance.
Give my best to Suda.
Fine piece.
I will. She throws up the hood and she turns to you, Kyler, and she goes, I think I'd rather make it than find it. And takes off back into the city streets. Ahead of you guys, about 50 feet down and 20 feet to the left, is the entrance to the warehouse, the kind of large side, like rolling shutter door entrance that you guys have walked in and out of.
You ready for this, Geraldine?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
You got a bit. No, too soon. Cool.
Let's move.
That. Yep.
As you all make your way down, you can see coming in, not far offshore, a single, very small ship, maybe capable of only carrying about 10 people at most, but you can only see 2 people, one at the helm and one guarding what looks to be some sort of coffin-sized box at the back. As you kind of duck down once you see this ship, now could everybody roll stealth for me with your pass without a trace if it is still active.
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
think it's an
if it's-
hour.
At will as well.
Yeah, it is out.
So that's
What's
a
the
21
What's the bonus? Plus 10.
Plus 10.
plus 10.
Plus 10.
Double 17s. So 19, 29.
17.
Okay, that's fine. You all are fine. It is the dead of night. You're in the harbor district of Nulanet. There's
That
not
you
going to
like
be there's not going to be much here to give away your position as long as you aren't making a huge amount of noise. As you're all sneaking along, continuing your path, you get to a point where you can see into these large shutter doors. You see 3 individuals. You see a aged, like work-worn looking Triton, who has kind of like a sailor's like hat on, like a sailor's, like a dockman's beanie, and is kind of dressed in like that kind of general work attire, like lifting and moving things. You see an individual that must be a Leonin or maybe a Tabaxi, but is very well built and has the stripes of a tiger running down his back. With the rest of them is this kind of like dusty burnt orange. And you see Jax. The three of them standing there. As they see the boat come in, you watch them walk further into the warehouse and disappear out of sight.
I'll ask them that
Christopher,
you're.
how confident are you in hijacking a boat?
Exceptionally.
Because I think that's our only way out of this.
I'm gonna touch my fingers to my temple and be like, Shenja buddy, we're gonna go and steal a boat, dude.
I'm here, dude. And
You're
you
the fucking best.
you all hear further out into the ocean a large splashing sound, and if you poke your head up over the water, you can see a single large fin just making ripples in the water.
If you 3, I'm gonna keep us over the ring so there's no noise. If you 3 go for the direct approach, or you leave, whatever works, I'm gonna go and get on that boat. And Kyla's gonna slide along the wall, like a secret agent, and then fucking plummet into the water with the grace of an Olympic diver, to try and create as minimal splash as possible, and get under the water.
I am going to follow Kyler, because what I'm going to do is, taking hold of my captain's pride, I'm going to transform into a water elemental.
Okay. Both of you then lose your pass without a trace. because
Okay.
you're no longer within the bonus field.
Okay.
Okay. So you go down to 11 and 19.
Okay.
Geraldine, you're the one left standing on the city streets here.
Is Kronk still with Geraldine?
Kronk is, yes.
Cool.
And Kronk, at this point, you can see kind of like he might not be the happiest about it, but he puts his hand on your shoulder, Geraldine, and just goes, "Don't forget, I'm your bodyguard. I'll keep you safe."
Yeah.
And Kronk stands up at his full height. "I think we'd be a distraction."
I think that sounds like a good idea.
And just begins like kind of does that after you.
Above the table, we're looking for the ship and the people going from the ship to a van.
That is how this is being transported. All you know is that you're looking for whatever the shipment is on this ship. The
Which
people
is
have really nothing to do with it.
which is
Okay.
why Kyler and me are taking the approach of let's steal the ship before it can get the thing off and into the warehouse.
So when we cause a distraction, it should be within the warehouse? Or
Yeah, assumedly
Okay.
trying to like pull those three individuals away from the ship to either try and stealthily take out the ship, or so that all the enemies aren't grouped up together.
okay. Well, since Jax is nearby, I'm gonna make sure Geraldine has her circlet of disguise on,
Okay.
just in case.
Uh-huh.
And make our way towards the door.
Okay. As you make your way towards the door, you can't see them from here. You can faintly hear the sound of a motor engine that is at the far end of the warehouse. You're not sure if that is the van or if that is the motor engine of the boat, but you can hear it low and humming. As you get close up to the red line that indicates where the security systems begin, you put the card out
Mm.
and you watch as that red line fades to a sage green almost. And Kronk kind of like puts his hand in front of you and puts one foot out over the security systems, and nothing happens.
Okay, then I'll go into the warehouse. Does GB have any knowledge of like the layout of this warehouse, or is this
Is
like
it-
a new one?
This is a business that Jax pretty much worked on her own once
Okay.
she got it. It's still like funded by your father. Your father has a say in how things go, but this isn't like one that you guys would have been shown around. This
Gotcha.
is-
Not like we've been to kind of thing. Okay.
This is Jax's like
Mm.
Boulevard import export. She kind of
Gotcha.
took on this business. As you walk through, are you still trying to stealth, or are you being like upright and kind of walking in as if you're meant to be there?
I think stealthed.
Not a problem. You're still on 17 then. That's not a problem. Kronk also rolled an okay stealth. As you guys are making your way through. At the other side of the group, Drazian and Kyler, you guys are making it effortlessly through the water. You do see, Geraldine still doesn't know this information, but you see this boat go into the kind of port doors, like the port hatch of Boulevard Import Export, and you see the water ripples stop, indicating that it is like stalling in place. Like the rotors aren't moving.
What kind of
So-
boat is it? That's the question. Is it mainsail? Is it
No, it's like uh I'm trying to think of the word. Was literally one that I like had up the other day. Uh, it is like a. It almost just looks like a small crew fishing boat.
Gotcha.
But like slightly smaller than that and a bit thinner, and it's painted dark so you wouldn't see it if you weren't looking for it.
Does
Kind
it
of
have
thing.
like the metal ladder on the sides, or
It does, yes.
cool?
As you guys are coming up towards it, you see under the water Shanjo ready and waiting, kind of just like floating there, going, and you hear Shanjo connect to you. Do I just go when you tell me to, or am I just waiting here, boy?
When I tell you to give us some backup, so if you need to push us out of the port or pull us out of the port, that could be really good. If they have any like people who want to fight, I mean, you're pretty handy in a fight, so you can help us out there with your breath or something.
Not a problem,
Otherwise-
man.
I don't want to. We've already dropped 2 bodies today, and that was not something I was wanting to add to if I could help it.
You got this, Crest Wave.
Love you, buddy.
And you feel that connection again go and kind of dim slightly.
Shenjo's ready. Dre, we need to
All right.
hope the other 2 are okay, and
We will
get this
say-
out of here.
That the two of you are going to be perched underwater near the boat
Mhm.
until a point that you tell me that you guys come out of the water.
Okay.
Okay.
Clarification on the water elemental thing. You'd said earlier I could get within like a 1-inch gap.
Yes.
So can I see on the underside of the boat, is there a gap of any kind that I can like kind of squeeze through?
No, because that would make the boat
That would
sink.
sink the boat.
Right.
In the hull, yeah.
I can see where you're going, but unfortunately nothing of that size.
Okay.
Any gaps are much smaller than that. They're small enough to like be what like a pressure seal. So like the pressure on the inside of the boat stops the
Right.
water
Yeah.
coming in.
Cool.
So it's too small for you to like squeeze through. But so you guys are kind of like there underwater waiting for this to happen. Geraldine and Kronk, you guys managed to get about 2 rows back in these these tall stacks of boxes and crates, and you're about 2 rows away from these 5 individuals now. The 2 people on the boat, the aged Triton in workwear, the Lane and maybe Tabaxi, you're not quite sure of the which like species it is, and Jax, and you can hear them talking now, and you can hear Jax going, I understand that I was okay with this, but I also believe that I was being paid my fair share. What is this about a service fee cutting into my take? You can hear another voice. You're not sure who it comes from because backs are turned. I think you will find that everything that we are offering you and the power that will come with is more than enough. I didn't agree for power, I agreed for money, for wealth. If that is not what you're offering me, then I may have to alert the various law enforcement agencies here within Newlinet to what is going on. I don't see a reason for us to turn this hostile. I will take the service fee out of my cut. You will get everything that you asked for. I thought so. Now, what exactly is this thing? What do you have me importing through my own business, my very reputable, legitimate business? What this is not for you to know. And you see now it's the tiger, the tiger being that turns his head, and you can see him speaking. This is something that your father and I, and those of my group and organization, this is something that we have organized. You are simply the middleman of how this is being delivered. Do you understand? You know, my father may be the head of the Boulevard business empire, but that does not mean that I am not an important figure. I understand, and I do not mean to treat you as though you are unimportant, but this is not a business deal that I made with you. This is one I made with your father. Fine. But get it out of here now. There's a van at the other side of the warehouse, ready to take it wherever you're taking it. The less time that I have possible illegal merchandise on my shop floor, the better. And you hear, now behind you, the sound of another engine pulling up into the shutters, like the shutter doors, and the engine turns off. So you're now on either side, surrounded by people who work for Jax.
Do we know, when she says the other side of the warehouse, do we know where that car is?
It's actually a van that is parked up after you guys have come in, and it came through the door that you guys came through.
Okay. Fuck.
I'll have to like
Resonates.
I'll like at some point I'll make a map of the warehouse so you can kind of see how it is envisioned, but there's no, like, right now it's not necessary.
Are there any other exits back to the outside of the building that we could get to?
The port and the water in which Drazian and Kyler are currently hiding. There's one entrance and one exit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I think we'll go back towards where there's...
Make another stealth check for me.
Okay. Do we have eye line access? Oh god. 16?
16, okay.
Eye line access, or like within Kronk's throwing range of anything ludicrously flammable.
There'd be a couple of things. Most of the boxes here are wood, so you could pick up like a wooden pallet and throw it and then set it on fire.
So I have a couple alchemist fires.
Kronk still has his Molotov cocktails as well.
Bronx still has Molotov cocktails. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Come on, GB, don't roll like GB!
You don't see a
I don't see a fucking thing!
yeah, other than the wooden pallets, you don't see anything that is flammable.
God! Does Kronk?
Let me check.
Like, I'm gonna, like, tell this to Kronk that I want to set something on fire as a distraction.
Fireworks.
Aye,
Kronk's,
The
Kronk gets a
fireworks
three.
display.
Kronk gets a 3. Kronk doesn't see shit.
Fuck! God, we got Dumb and Dumber here. Yeah, I guess what it is. That's what makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it look like they're like a sprinkler system? Is that something that exists here?
You kind of look up into the roof and you see that there's like very scattered sprinkler systems. You gather because of the people who work here and the fact that it's on the waterfront, the fire safety method for this place is probably just the Aquans using whatever abilities they have to put out the fires.
Okay. Fuck. Okay.
You
Well,
got a 16 on your stealth?
yeah. Oh no.
As they are walking past, you hear a, "Hey, are you two? Are you here with Jax too?" And you watch two kind of burly, like dock worker dressed folk kind of walk up to you. "Are you supplying the lady with backup?"
I'm gonna look up at Kronk.
Kronk is just looking at you wide-eyed.
And I'm gonna say, yep, just in case anyone's around that shouldn't be.
Oh. Roll a deception for me.
Fuck! Geraldine, don't roll like Geraldine. Please don't roll like shit.
How bad was it? How bad is it?
It was a 1.
Let me check. Let me see what they roll for insight. They kind of look at you and look at Kronk. "I've seen the big one before." And he looks down at you, Geraldine. "You don't look like the kind of person that the lady would charge with her security. What are you doing here?"
I'm gonna immediately
His
cast a
voice-
silence bubble.
His voice
No,
raises.
no, silence bubble, silence
And
bubble,
you
please.
cast silence bubble after he finishes his sentence.
Okay. Okay, where's that spell?
And you can all you all four of you hear a, "What was that?" And footsteps heading towards your location.
I'm going to hand Kronk 2 of the alchemist fires and say, and like look over toward.
The workers immediately reach out and try to like stop, like grab your wrist and stop you. And Kronk,
Knock them out.
Lay them out.
Kronk, where is it here? With a natural 20, Kronk just swings and just poof, straight in the face and knocks one back into the other, and they're both laid out cold on the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna
There
have
was
2
no
of
noise,
the.
by the way, so it's just like,
Silent movie.
yeah.
I'm gonna hand Kronk 2 of the alchemist fires. I'm gonna take 2 of them, and we're gonna throw all of them at the set of fire, and then get out that door we came in as quick as possible.
Okay.
Is that our
It's
signal?
all us.
Okay.
It's all on us, my guy.
As you throw this fire, so you like peek your head around the corner and throw the fire, or you like just dropping it at like the crate that you're at, like the stack of
Yeah, the
crates you're
stack
at.
that we're at, and then bolting.
Okay, not a problem. 1 second, I smell some very nicely baked goods. The stream went.
It's not the time. It's not the time.
Has had 2
We're at a
nat
high
20s,
tense
and
moment.
I have had back-to-back nat ones. I am remaking GB's character sheet.
character on Critical Role that had like the curse of the nat ones?
Oh, it was Will Wheaton's character.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that man a fucking call.
On top of being cursed with being Will Wheaton as well. So. The curse being like, hey, weren't you in that advert? Like...
So you guys like angle one of the alchemist's fire on top of the bottles, and you can hear from outside the bubble, "Whose hand is that? Who's back there?" And you guys make your way like further up the row, and you throw back the other alchemist's fire to like knock one into the other. Just as this tiger tabaxi turns the corner and looks at you all. "Who are you?" But the fire and that entire row goes up in flames. Do you guys just start sprinting back
run.
towards the
Look at
exit?
it. Fucking bug. You say run starts Blair. We are out of there. Please, God, we are out of
Okay.
there.
Wolf, you guys get out of there. You're running. You're bolting it out. There's nobody in your way between here and the exit, so you get out fine. But then you're at the wall, and you have to wait for Kyler and Drazian to appear with the boat.
How far are we from the water?
From where you are, if
Yeah.
you're diving off of like this corner
Yeah.
wall into the water, it's about a 60-foot drop into the water.
Do we
What's
take fall
faster,
damage?
Shenjo or the boat?
You're gonna have to see.
Guess we'll
Like,
find out.
While
So-
you, as Geraldine and Kronk hit that corner of the wall, we are going to jump over to Kyler and Drazian. You
Okay.
guys hear muffled from underneath the water. You guys hear muffled. "Who's that?"
I think that's our cue.
Go climb up the other. Like, we'll each take like a ladder each, if it's like one on each side, and just.
Yeah, still in water elemental form. I climb up this ladder.
Okay, you guys climb up the ladder, and you're met with the backs of the two men who are on the boat. And then staring at you climbing up is Jax and the Triton worker, who are both kind of like, and you hear Jax go, "Did you bring extra company?" And the two workers turn around and see you both and immediately go to draw some sort of weapon.
Hold
We'll
on.
draw weapons as well.
Okay.
How do I attack in my water elemental form? Do I get my own attacks and spells, or do I
You-
just
you-
get water
I-
elemental stuff?
I think you just get a water elemental sheet.
I'm
like a
so
druid Welsh.
stressed.
Shen immediately get Shenjo to like come and rear his head out of the water and like get ready to fight.
Why are we fighting? I thought you were driving the boat away.
Yeah, but we
Well,
need
they're
to
on
attack
the
the
boat.
people on the boat to get away.
Get them off the boat. I don't like this.
Okay, no, you're still yourself, but you're just in a simply like watery elemental version of you.
Okay, so I don't use the water elemental's abilities and attacks.
No.
We have split the party, and it is we're gonna see how it goes.
Okay, cool.
It's okay. We have Shenjo.
Are all of these like foes within 5 feet of each other?
These two are. Jax and the worker are like 30 feet away from you. There's like a small body of water separating you guys.
Okay, so they're not on the boat.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought we were throwing down with them. Okay.
Okay.
In that case, can we just
No,
throw them
Jack-
off the boat?
Jax and the Triton are like on land. And then these two workers are on the boat. They're like talking over the body of water, like discussing terms. When you guys climb up, these guys both turn around. I would like both of you to make initiative rolls, not to go into initiative, but to
23.
see which of these four move first.
A 10. I take it I can't guidance it because of just that we're in combat now. So
Doesn't matter because that's a 2 and a 6. So you guys both go first. So what attacks do you do?
How tough do they look? They're Dockmen, so like presumably they have some stash to them. How far away from the edge are they?
They're like at the front. They're like nearly like Jack and Rosing it.
Ah,
We
I can
couldn't
push
like,
them
yeah. Could we shove them over?
You can run up and shove them if you want to. Yeah,
That would
gonna
be
be
a
different.
strength, though, wouldn't it?
it's going
I
to be
can
a
use
strength.
gust of wind. I can use gust of wind, or I can just shove them.
If you have a spell that moves people,
I have gust of wind.
Yeah.
If you'll allow me to try it.
yeah, if you want to.
No, but Eli's first initiative, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh yeah,
do you want me to try for the push first?
Could I allow Kyler to do his thing first before I do mine?
yeah.
Okay.
Baldur's Gate it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll use my Triton, my last Triton spell. I've used all three today. For Gust of Wind,
Okay.
which is a Strength 16 throw, and then if they fail it, they are pushed 15 feet away.
that's
So
a
I've
nat.
used it.
That's a nat 1 and a 15.
Insane.
So you watch as both of them just go backwards off the like. I need to double check.
The prow?
Is it the prow?
The prow's the front, the stern's the back, right?
Yeah, prow.
What I
front.
learned in boating school is
Yeah, these two get blown off, and you watch as like guns fly out of their hands. It looks as if they were about to like turn around and just start unloading into you. They both get like blown backwards off the prow of the ship, going 15 feet and landing. You just hear a splash in the water, and you watch as not Geraldine. You watch as Jax kind of like looks at both of you. Kyler, you're not in disguise either.
no, I didn't get
Look,
it.
But
So both
I'm
of
an
you-
I'm a water elemental form
You're
thing.
a
right now.
water elemental form. One of my sister's little friends.
We're actually working on that. We don't know where our relationship is gonna go, but I'm hopeful.
What the fuck are you? That is my shipment. Get off the boat.
But you see, this is an illegal shipment, and I'm
She
here
pulls
with
out a gun and points it at you.
I'm gonna cast a
What are you
lightning
gonna
bolt at
do?
both of them.
Shoot me!
I'm
you cast the lightning
aiming.
bolt?
Yeah,
Jason's still
I
initiative, yeah.
yeah. So I'm aiming because those two are within 5 feet of each other, correct?
They're about 10 feet apart. Because there was like the tiger in the middle. So,
Then
Boom,
do
boom,
you know
boom.
what? I'm gonna aim a lightning bolt straight at Jax.
okay.
So that's a dex save of 16.
Okay.
That looks so stressed.
That is a dex save of 16. It's a natural 2.
34
She-
points of lightning damage.
Okay. 34 points of lightning damage. You watch as Jack's body seizes up. And then she falls to her knees. Singed, burnt, still breathing, but barely.
Does any of the rest of them make a move?
The Dock Triton is just... is like looking back and forth and just kind of puts his hands up. I was only here to, move the boxes.
I communicate to Kyler, get us out of there.
And
No,
I'm
he's-
gonna
he's
yell
saying
over the
calm.
and I'm gonna yell over my shoulder. I'm gonna yell, "The Yakuza send their regards," and then move to
His eyes
and then move to the stern, and just like fucking slam the thing in reverse and yell at Shenjo. Well, not yell, but like communicate to Shenjo. Throw steam in the air and then like rock your body to give us a backwards current.
Shenjo, you don't hear a response, but you just watch and you hear this like gurgling roar and steam blows into the air, and then you watch as the waves within like a good 100 feet radius just start to be like mad ripples. As you are both like, do you like put this engine into like reverse and just start
kick it back
backing
in
out?
reverse. Yeah.
Both of you, um, both of you are going to, like, as you're in reverse, you watch as this the tiger tabaxi runs up, sees the ship departing with two people who he definitely did not hire, reversing it, seeing Jax on the floor, seeing the other Triton like backing up just constantly. Oh no, it's Kiryu Kazchuna. Oh no. One for my Yakuza fans.
It's chosen Kirifa. Oh no.
As you guys back up, you hear a bunch of flames roaring, and you watch as he is like pulling from the flames that are going on behind him, and he pulls them into a ball, and he launches it up in the air and towards you. Would you both
Does it
make
go
a?
over the steam? Yeah.
It goes
the breath?
into the yeah.
Yeah.
I would like both of
Sorry.
you to make dexterity saving throws. You do get Kyler's +5 this time because you're like beside Kyler.
That one.
Okay.
So that's a 17, and I'm also going to use my reaction, Gift of the Chromatic Dragon, to take half damage on it.
Is it
Okay.
magic? You'll get half damage anyway, because we leveled up.
Oh yeah, one of your auras gives half damage, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's a magic
You-
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need your Gift of the Chromatic Dragon because you'll get half anyway.
Will that not quarter it if I do it that way?
Well, you succeeded the save, so it
Okay.
would quarter it. Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
anyway. So,
Okay, cool.
but what that means is that
I'm taking a bit of damage to the face.
Kyler, you took 31 points of fire damage.
Is that at half as well?
No, that is not halved, so it would be
I was
what,
like-
16.
Jesus Christ.
16 points
Ow.
of fire damage.
I take 8 then.
Yeah, Drazian, you take 8. Yeah. So
Water
that's
off the
fine.
dragon's back.
You take 8 points of damage. Kyler, you take 16 points of fire damage, and the front of the boat is now on fire.
I'm a
Okay,
water.
okay.
I'm a water elemental.
Oh, you
but
can put it
I've got
out,
a
yeah.
watery form, so I'm just gonna like go and put out the fire with my body.
I'm gonna ask if you really want to do that, because think about, parts of your body will begin to steam and form away, like turn to steam, and like you're going to take damage by putting out this fire, even if you're in a watery elemental form.
Really?
I mean, if you
Less damage, probably.
oh yeah, like a lot less damage, but still damage.
Okay, then I'll let Chandra deal with
This is like a roaring, burning, magical fire, and if I double check, I need to double check something here. Okay, no, Alchemist's fire in this edition can be put out by water, so
Thank fuck. Oh my god. Yeah. I had a flash of trauma there,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Wait, Alchemist's fire, that can't be put out. No.
I thought it was just like a fireball spell or something. That's why I was like, oh yeah, we're fine.
Well, it was, but flavor text, he pulled it from the Alchemist's fire, so
Oh shit, yeah, combined.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's okay. I'll say that if you want to like put out the majority of the fire on the boat, and the rest will just kind of come as like water is splashing over, you're going to take 9 points of fire damage.
Yeah,
And you're,
I'll
like,
take
you're-
that.
Yeah, you're like throwing. You're like a water elemental, but there's still like a form to be maintained.
Right. Okay.
And as you're like throwing your body onto these fires, it's heating up the water and boiling off portions of it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? You're putting it out, but you're still like feeling the sudden rise in heat.
Yeah. I'll do that then. I'll take the 9 on the chin.
Okay. Um, as that is happening, you do manage to back up far enough where if you wanted to try and unload this onto Shenzhou, you could. Or you can
What's
just try and
faster?
take the boat. It's up to you.
I mean, you still a boat. We'll go the whole. We'll go the whole hog.
We'll steal the boat.
Let's,
Where the Yark
yeah.
is a bit.
Where the Ark is, do what the fuck we want. Kyle's gonna be like, Kyle's gonna say, "Where the Ark's do what the fuck we want." And it's gonna like beckon the watery form over of Dre back to aura space, and then lay on hands himself, and then whatever's left over give to Drazen.
Okay.
So I am at 47 out of 74. So that is gonna be 27 points of healing.
Yeah.
Which means that Dre has another 8, I think.
Get another,
another
8
8.
points of healing. Decent. Sweet.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
you know, it's free. There you go.
Yeah. Shenzhou's swim speed is 40 feet. So at a dash, that's 80 feet. This is like a motorized boat. This is faster.
Yeah. Is it feeling faster when you kick into forward gear?
Yeah, once you kick it into like full forward gear, like you do not have like much of a regard for how well this boat is maintained. You're like you do like begin to take off, and then you look to your side and you see standing at the wall at the water's edge Geraldine and Kronk.
Gonna pull up, like, just fuck up the gearbox and just fuck it right
Yeah,
back into reverse.
you hear that, you know, that sickening noise of when like the gearbox like hits the road when you're driving, or like when it like scrapes against the other parts of the car. It's that noise, but the boat like very quickly comes to a stop.
Hey, you two. Are you okay?
Are we within hearing distance of where Jax is?
You don't know. You don't know where Jax is right now.
Oh God.
Yeah, you don't know she's crumpled on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, how far away did you drive the boat?
To where you
The-
are.
It's about 60 feet down there, about 60 feet out. So it's like 60, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
And you said there's a ladder up from the water onto
Yeah.
the boat.
So you can jump
Geraldine's-
down into the water
yeah,
and then climb up
yeah.
on the boat.
Yeah, Geraldine's gonna dive into the water,
Okay.
and
Kronk
Kronk.
just follows.
Kronk could
Yeah.
literally mount a bank onto it.
or yeah, he
Onto
has
the
a
boat.
cloak of displacement onto a spot he can see, right?
Yeah, Kronk just grabs you around the arm and woof,
Oh, okay.
tip of the mountebanks, and you're both on the boat. Kyler, do you just kick it back into full gear?
Yeah. Gonna say to Shenjo, you know, just cover our escape a little bit. Stay like a little bit behind, and if you see anyone coming, turn around, blast them, keep going. And then otherwise, Cal's gonna turn the wheel and just crunch it into full thrust.
Yeah, you turn it and crunch it into full thrust, and you get that kind of. Do you know what, like, you know whenever like boats start up and it looks like they're doing a skid because of the way that the rudders are turned? It starts into that, and then Kyler corrects the course, and you guys are just heading straight out into deep water. You're not even going like along the coast. You're going as far away from this place as possible.
Yeah, I hope we all had our business concluded in New Lynette because we're kind of hot there. So
Yeah. Let's go home.
As you guys are saying this, you're maybe about 150 feet away now. Geraldine, you look back at the wall, and you see burnt and beragged Jax leaning over the stone wall, a snarl on her face. I know you did this, Geraldine! You'll never be welcome back! And you just begin to go further into the distance until the entirety of New Lynette is but a dot on the horizon. The lights of this vibrant city become flecks in your vision before they are consumed by the dark blue ocean as night falls, and night proper.
I'm gonna put the boat into a gear that is a comfortable swim pace for Shenjo, because like I feel like right now he's like.
Oh yeah,
which is,
Shenjo has been dashing for the past like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'm so sorry, buddy. Just over the thing.
Don't worry, man. I got it. Oh, we're good. Oh.
I'm gonna drop my water elemental for him. I was like, well, that was something.
The Yakuza sends their cool.
That was cool. That was
I
cool.
think Geraldine's gonna sort of like collapse down to sit on the ground next to like one of the walls of the boat. And like
Kronk kind of takes himself away and goes like into the, what's it called? Like the kind of under cabin of the boat where there would be like a little sitting, like a place for people to relax. And he is, for roleplay purposes, not there.
Okay.
Geraldine's gonna sort of throw off her circlet of disguise
Mhm.
and kind of just fall apart.
Oh, I'm gonna leave one. I need to steer. Would you?
I go and sit down beside Geraldine.
I need to quickly BRB, so I'm gonna leave Kyler, making sure we don't crash for a second.
No problem.
Into what?
Icebergs, aboleths, sea monsters, the dragon turtle swimming behind us, like the inordinate number of sea monsters that exist. I'm sorry.
devil
Do you think we're on a little
the
cruise?
Bible?
Right.
The
So
devil for-
Kyler is not an English sea captain. He's not going to drive us into an iceberg. Okay.
It was fine when it left Belfast.
Yeah, she was fine when she left. Yeah, I like plot myself down beside Geraldine. I'm like, I would ask if you're okay, but I feel the question's kind of redundant. And once again, Drazian pulls out a handkerchief and gives it to Geraldine, being like, think you could use this.
Geraldine's not gonna take it.
Okay.
And she's gonna look up at Dre and say, what the fuck did you guys do?
We stole the boat. She went to shoot Kyler, and I hit her in the face with a lightning bolt.
How did she know it was us?
She saw Kyler's face. Kyler wasn't disguised. I was a water elemental thingy thanks to my sweet ass new coat, but she recognized him.
You ruined everything.
Ruined a relationship with someone that treated you like shit.
Were we looking at the same person as we left? Did you see what she looked like?
She was going to shoot my friend. I wasn't going to let that happen, Geraldine. You can hate me for that, but I'm not going to let that happen to Kyler.
It's not like I wanted him to be hurt either, but you didn't have to do that.
Then what was I supposed to do? Let her shoot him?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I was so close to having a family again.
I was so close.
Geraldine, you were living a lie. You think that those people would actually care about you? They actually give a shit? They only care what you can do for them.
Better than nothing.
If that's what you truly believe, I don't know what to tell you. Because that's not what a real family does.
Yeah, that's probably true. Did anything else happen?
No, we got onto the boat, pushed the 2 people that were on the boat off the boat. Your sister went to shoot Kylo. I intervened. Kylo yelled something about that about us being the Yakuza or something. I assume it's an Aquan thing. And then, oh yeah, we got like hit by a big fireball thingy by the tiger-looking person. We put out the fire and then we left.
Did we at least get the thing?
Yeah.
Do we have the thing?
We do.
Can a GB look around and see where it might be on the ship? Does she see like a shipment?
It's in clear display. It's a grey wood coffin-sized box, not shaped like a coffin, but like this, roughly like 6 feet in height through 4 feet in width.
GB's gonna get up and go over to it.
Are there any symbols on it, or is it just unmarked?
Unmarked.
Like getting up, wiping off her makeup, just hoping that this was worth it, kind of.
There are locks on it. There's a number of locks. Seems to be like 3 kind of large, like an instrument case. The way there's like clasps that open like that. There's like those, and they are locked.
I don't think I have anything that can open this. Do you?
Can I look around and see if there's like a box with like keys, or if there's like something that could work for like a lockpick or something like that?
You can go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
Because you're like looking close enough, you can get your advantage from your
Belter.
goggles.
That's gonna be a nat 20.
Okay. As you look around, you do, in fact, yes, pardon me, see a small kind of box on the table in the captain's viewpoint, like the wee kind of glass box that the captain steers from.
Is she okay?
Is Geraldine okay?
That's what Kyle's, if Jason's up looking in the box where Kyler is steering, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, she's pissed. She claims that we ruined her relationship with her family, and quite frankly, I don't have the time to explain to someone in any further detail than I've already done that family doesn't treat you like that. So she wants to see if it's worth it. So I'm getting these keys to open up the box and see what we've got.
Um,
Maybe you'll have better luck speaking with her than I did.
Here, is there any like chalk or salt in the boat?
Yeah, there's a couple of like on like a little side table. There seems to be some like food wrappers and like little salt sachets.
Um, we are on a very, very small boat. I don't want anything blowing up or getting out. Please draw salt circle. Practice safe magic item usage. Here you go.
Okay. I take the key and the salt, chalk, whatever, and make a circle around it before attempting to open up the box.
Okay. Go ahead. As you're opening the boxes, like as you're opening each lock in the box, you unlock it, you open it up. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yep.
Geraldine, if you're looking into the box, you also make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
23.
7.
Okay, you're fine.
I'm not fine.
Drazian, as you open this, you look into the box and you see a hideous visage upon a dismantled corpse, each part ripped from each other, looking back and up at you. And for a very brief moment, you see the face of your mother on this corpse. And you take 4 points of psychic damage.
I run to the edge of the boat and just puke over the edge.
You
Tyler chuckles thinking it's seasickness.
you, Geraldine, look in and simply see what looks to be not necessarily a fine set of armor, a dark set of armor, adorned with pieces of black paper that jut out from underneath where the kind of bends in the armor could happen. Like underneath each bend in the knuckle of the finger, there are small black jutting out pieces of paper. And looking at this armor makes you uneasy. Looking at this armor makes you unwell. A pit in your stomach.
Can
You're not-
I tell
What?
if I want to touch it or not?
There is no compulsion to touch it. If anything, there is a compulsion to get further away. Like something about this armor itself is created to keep those who are not its wearer farther away from it.
Can I tell what it was that made Drazian like sick? Like,
There's nothing here that you would see that makes you feel ill. You can ask Drazian.
I want to identify it, but that involves touching it. Do I get the idea I should not touch it?
It's not necessarily that you get the idea that you shouldn't touch it. It's just it gives you the heebie-jeebies. The idea of touching it makes your skin crawl, but there's nothing that tells you it's a bad idea.
Okay. I'm gonna look around for a spot that looks like isn't near the papers and just as simple a area for GB to touch and cast identify.
You touch, and you gain the knowledge that this is the armor of the departed, a relic of the beings of beyond. Fine black steel armor adorned with some sort of fabric. Looks to be paper, but is much, much rougher. Joint to each bend and crevice of this armor. You swear that the first time you looked at it, you heard your mother's voice. Maybe it was your father's. That can't be right, they're both dead. No, they're not. Why did you think they were dead? The armor of the departed allows you to adorn an illusion that is different to each person that views you, and you appear as a deceased zombie or demon-like version of one of their relatives, causing them to make a wisdom saving throw or suffer or be frightened of you. There's also, you feel like there's more information to this, but your brain will not let you process it further. So this is an armor, a plate armor that gives you like a frightening aura. So anybody who views you within like a certain radius, has to roll wisdom saving throw or be frightened by you because they look at you and they see like a zombified version of a loved one.
Can you choose targets or?
Yeah, it's only hostiles.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think Juvia's gonna sort of sit there with that and kind of wonder what more there is about this that she can't tell, but slightly averse to the fact that it is metal armor. She doesn't want to try putting it on to figure it out further.
yeah.
Can she tell if it belongs to someone? Like you said, like other than its wearer. Does it have like an attuned wearer or something?
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
No. You gather also just from general looking at this, it hasn't been worn in maybe centuries. Drazian, at this point you come back to see Geraldine identifying what now just looks like
Oh
a
no,
sort of
I'm going nowhere near this thing. I am stayed looking out in
Okay.
at whatever I can see. I'm just like leaning out over the edge, just staring at. I take it there's stars at this time of night.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point it's like 3 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so I look out at whatever stars, horizon, whatever I can see, and I'm just standing there, and
No
like
problem.
processing what I just saw.
Are there like gloves of sort in there? Like, is there any component of it that looks like it's not entirely metal that like has some leathering on it?
There are leather accoutrements to it. There are straps of leather that go across it. The base of the gauntlets and such is leather. But then bolted to that leather is the
Is the
metal
metal.
plating.
Can GB take out one of the gauntlets and see if she can just put one of them on and see if she can learn anything more from it? Thinking that maybe just the leather part won't be weird.
As you put it on, it does, and you're not sure if this is in your mind or if this is in actuality. It feels like 1,000 spiders crawling upon your skin as each molecule of the leather, each fiber, You know how leather is made, but
Yeah.
as you put this on, there is the acute knowledge that you are wearing the dead flesh of a living being. As it slides onto your hand, and you feel like 1,000 tiny steps as it crawls up. You're uneasy and you put it on, and you look down. Your hand is not your own hand. Your hand is old and wrinkled and grey, decaying, wearing your mother's wedding ring. You take the gauntlet off, and your hand is back to your hand, and the gauntlet is back to a gauntlet.
And I know that it will only show a loved one who is dead.
Yeah.
Only,
No, it will show like a zombified or dead version of a loved one. It doesn't necessarily mean that this loved one is dead. Just
Okay.
showing you a dead version of
A
them.
dead version. Okay.
You, as you're identifying it, you feel that there's something missing, and you get a strange sense of energy that continues to come from the box.
is the energy from the box so noticeable that Kyler would clock it without actively detecting good and evil? Is it not that evil?
It's not
it
evil.
It's not evil. It's
There's
just
there's there's no evil. This is just like
fucked.
necromancy, illusionary magic.
Gotcha. Because if it was evil, start feeling it probably if it was really bad.
Jivi's gonna take out the armor pieces and sort of put them on the ground next to her to keep seeing what else is in the box. I don't think she's particularly rattled by creepy armor. Like, I feel like the psychic effect of it obviously didn't really affect her, and this wouldn't be the most ghastly thing she's seen, so
Yeah.
she's just gonna kind of empty out the box next to her and see what else she finds.
As you're pulling it away, you go to pull on this kind of dark fabric, this dark satin-like fabric that the armor was resting on, and as you pull it away, you feel the fabric catch on something sharp, and then a rip and a tear, and you pull it out of the way, and beneath the fabric there is a dark black steel, and I mean so black it almost seems to absorb the light around it. War axe, two-handed like a great axe, set in the bottom of this box.
Does that give off evil magic
No.
or good magic?
Jivi's
Wouldn't
gonna
immediately jump to that conclusion, but I suppose.
Yeah. Does GB recognize this as belonging to anyone?
No.
Okay. She's gonna identify that as well.
As you put your hand on to touch the weapon, before you can cast Identify, you hear a voice.
You are not worthy. Be gone.
GB's gonna pull her hand back. Does she hear it in her mind or is it out loud?
In your mind.
Geraldine's gonna touch it again. Or keep her,
I
or keep her
said,
hand there.
be gone.
Geraldine's gonna ask, "Who are you?"
Me. I am wrath. I am danger. I am the fire that flows from mountains and lands and valleys. I am the burning hatred that you feel when you look at your enemies. But I am not yours.
I think Geraldine's gonna keep touching it and say out loud, I don't feel hatred when I look at my enemies.
No. You do not feel this.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me. Kyler, make a wisdom saving throw for me. Drazian, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Fucking hell.
This is my third nat one of the night.
14.
16.
I do. What is the effect? 'Cause I still might have a feat though.
Kyler and Geraldine. Drazian, you're unaffected. Kyler and Geraldine, your blood runs hot. Anger. You don't know at what, but you are furious. You feel like your hands themselves could rip apart stone right now, just so you could feel some sort of impact. And then as quickly as it is there, it is gone.
Geraldine's
Ew.
gonna. Geraldine's gonna say, I know that feeling. I know that feeling well.
Not well enough. You are not a being of anger. You are one of pity. One of shame. It sticks to you. Reeks like rotten flesh. Your anger is not all-consuming. Allow it to be. Then you may be worthy.
No.
Let me go.
Do you continue to touch the axe?
No. Geraldine, no. Take her hand off of it.
Okay.
What did it say? Like it had a name it went by? Or was it just like
It
saying
didn't-
things it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I am the Lorax and I speak for the trees.
No, really though.
It's a classic.
Move your fucking hand or I'll break your goddamn knees. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and the trees speak Vietnamese. Is there any
Geraldine-
adverse effects to the anger, or is it literally just like bastard, fucking Timmy in second grade, prick? Is it literally just like that?
There's a moment where you feel yourself reaching for your weapon to attack.
Okay. Okay.
So that's it.
Do I feel this at all? Like,
You feel a brief moment where you're like get warm, but then it disappears.
me on a Tuesday. Drazian gets a hot flush.
Oh,
I think
oh my!
Geraldine's gonna leave everything where it is with the armor kind of like strewn next to it, the axe still in the box. And sort of like take off her armor a little bit. And just like the equivalent of like as comfy as possible with what she had on. And just lay down in the center of the boat and look at the sky.
Sky is getting brighter again. It's still the light seasons. You look up to the sky, which is going from its dark hues to a lighter blue. You look up and the stars are there, unmoving, unchanging. But that's only for tonight. Tomorrow they will have moved. To you, it may only seem like inches, but you know that the stars have moved thousands and thousands of miles, but it looks like nothing from where you stand.
GB's gonna take out. It's this sort of sphere that like shows the different constellations, kind of like a crystal, and kind of hold it up to the sky and see if she can line up some of the constellations.
Being away from light pollution and different such things, you can pretty easily line it up with a number of the constellations. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
This will be the nat 20.
No, it's a 2. Come on, still GB.
All the constellations seem to be perfectly normal tonight. That's all.
How far away is Agalin from Newlinet by boat?
Probably about 3 days.
Are we gonna sail for 3 days, or are we gonna? Because I don't know any way to get this horrifically sentient item and armor anywhere. So whether we don't have like a car or anything.
It's up to you guys. You can sail for 3
Um,
days, you can email, you can phone for help.
Kyler's gonna phone
AA.
phone on the dashboard, like of the boat.
After the line.
Or AT, Avatar Tree Arm.
Out of try. And it's gonna put the phone on the dashboard. I kind of look up. Is there any like pictures like in the dash like of people or anything, or is it just this is a work vehicle and there's like,
This
nothing in
seems to
it?
be like a work vehicle.
It's not like someone's like boat or anything.
No.
Kyle's just gonna phone the True Arms like reception.
As you ring. It rings a couple of times. Then there's a very sleepy answer on the other end. Hello?
Oh, I hope I didn't wake you. Are you okay?
No, I'm doing the late shift. Who is this? How can I help you? You've reached True Arms Academy for Adventurers. Sorry.
So we are with the Adventurers Guild. There was a bit of a hoo-ha with the school, but rest assured that those issues have been resolved. If you could pass me through to a retrieval team, we have an item that they asked us to get a hold of, and we're currently Kyle looks at the dashboard for a minute, 3 days out from Magalane. So if there's any way they can expedite that process, we'd be like super happy.
Of course, can I take a name, please?
Kyler Crestwave, the third.
One moment, Kyler. You hear that kind of like really annoying hold music. But it does. She answers. You know, there's the. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I'm going to have to patch you through to a member of faculty. There is a note on your name saying that you have been expelled.
Oh, that yeah. Could you put me through to the madam, please, or
Professor Raff.
Professor Raff, or the
Professor
boss?
Raff currently isn't in. His operating hours are during the day because he is Dean of Student Activities. But Madam Mercury is on the late shift tonight. I can put you through to her.
That would be just the best. Thank you so much.
Of course. And then again, the ba 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 ba. And then, but it only literally goes through that ba 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 ba. Hello.
Hey,
Hello?
yes, it's me, madam. Hey, I don't know how abreast you are of current affairs, but basically we just pulled like an insane gambit where we pretended to be expelled. And so getting help is
You
a little bit
pretended to be what?
expelled. Like,
Has your father heard?
I've not told him. No. I didn't want to tell him. No. My brother asked me a bunch of questions like, "Why is your phone pinging in New Lynette?" But I didn't tell him anything. How are you? You sound resplendent as always.
I'm trying to be quiet because I have patients in some of the beds. Uh, you so so you're telling me that not only were you expelled, you are in New Lynette, and your father knows nothing.
Well, you see, we're not in New Lynette anymore, because the mission has reached its conclusion that we were sent on. Professor Raff is aware, and Sir Truearm is aware, uh, and I know that you are one of the most respected members of faculty, and I thought you might have been included on the situation. And if not, you know me, you know our family. You know that I would never truck falsely with you, madam.
Give me a moment. You, if you do, you have a way of finding out your coordinates?
Yeah, there should be on the dash, and is there?
Mhm.
I do have my steed with me. If you're planning on sending anything, I can send him. I can dismiss him, but just in case. We are at latitude X, longitude Y.
Give me a moment.
You're the best.
Then this time it doesn't go on to hold music, but it goes on to just like goes into like a boo, and then dies out. But you can see that like you can hear that there's still like slight static coming from the other end, so you're still on call, but you're on hold, and there's just no music this time. After 4 to 5 minutes of waiting, there's a click. Kyler, have you moved from that location, or
Uh, Slightly. Our updated coordinates are, and I'll kill the engine at this point.
yeah,
As our
Or you-
updated coordinates are
yeah.
X and Y.
blah blah blah. Okay, stay there. If you are with anybody, tell them to be aware that there is about to be a very large light surrounding you. Not only you, the
The vessel.
wherever you are, make sure that
Okay.
there's nobody for about 40 feet around you. Anybody that you do not want to come with you.
Okay, are you teleporting us into the water, or are you teleporting us into land?
We will be teleporting you onto the lake beside Truarm's Academy.
Okay, cool. Just about Shinjo, come close to the boat, please. We're gonna get probably teleported, bro. It might be totally freaky and wacky, so just make sure you stay close by. And then over the ring, I'm gonna be like, "This is your captain speaking, Kyler Crestwave the third. We're about to be transported imminently. Please do not mind any flashing lights. It's all in hand."
There's a moment or two of like nothing happening before you watch it almost looks like bioluminescent moss rising to the surface of the ocean, like rising to the surface of the water as it makes this. Thank you for the posture check. My back was hurting. As it makes this circle, and you watch as lines interconnect within the circle, runes begin to be drawn with this bioluminescent moss, and you all feel the boat begin to lift up into the air slightly before everything goes white, and then it goes black, and then it goes pink, and then it goes back to white, and then everything comes back into full color. And the boat, you feel your stomach like heave as the boat falls about 10 feet into another body of water. And you look, and you're now maybe about 10 feet away from the shores of the island upon which True Arms Academy is built. You're back in Agalian.
Is Shenjo okay? That was just Kyla's immediate looking around for
Shenjo, there's a moment where you're like, Shenjo, buddy? Shenjo, buddy, are you there? And then you just watch this enormous shell move out from underneath the boat, and just, oh, that was a gnarly belly flop.
Oh, dude, you totally wiped, man. Bruh.
Oh, it's not very pleasant when you're a turtle, so most of your body is like the surface. Oh,
Oh, dude, you okay? I don't have any healing left today. Are you good?
oh, it's gonna stay in the morning, but I'll be okay, dude.
Good,
Oh.
good man yourself. Is anyone coming down to get us off the boat?
You do notice standing on the shore, there seems to be like wrapped up in like, I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna spark a fucking debate. A night coat, like a fluffy, like a bathrobe,
Okay.
Or a dressing gown.
house coat.
You degenerate.
I don't.
It's not something that exists.
It's like a bathrobe, but it's like
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
really fluffy bathrobe.
Okay.
Like wrapped up, and it's like a teacher who looks really disgruntled and has their hands out after casting the spell.
I'm going back to bed.
Kyla's gonna.
And just
Wait.
like doesn't like sees Kyler wave and just goes "Ugh." And just turns and shuffles back up the hill towards the
Back to the
faculty
bed.
the faculty dorms.
Is the gear still strewn on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I guess
it's
Jeeves
now like a
gonna-
bit more spread out from like the rocking and waving.
Yeah, because
Kyla's gonna
GB
go in-
also took off her some of her uniform armor too. So I guess she's gonna kind of everything she threw around, kind of just like toss in the bag of holding. So they don't have to, bring the gigantic. You said it was like a coffin-sized box.
Oh, we're not getting the
Um,
box. Caleb's gonna go and try and put things back in the box, like the
Oh, I was just gonna shove it all in the bag and kind of be done with
little
it.
fucking
So it's
item gremlin, aren't you?
fine. You can put it in the box.
So you pick up the axe again to put it into the
Did you
bag.
pick up the axe?
Well, do you want to put the stuff in the box? Because I just figured it was easier so no one had to carry a 6-foot wooden box. Like, is that?
I mean, it's whatever. If you've already done it, then it's already done. So
Okay. Like, it's up to you.
no, if it's like if you've already done it, like it's
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
it's
I'm gonna
done.
pick up my armor. That's like I'm not gonna put it back on at like whatever it is, like 6
Yeah.
in the morning. I'm just gonna put it in my bag. I'm not gonna get redressed. So yeah, I guess I'll just toss it in the bag too. And when it comes to the axe, GB's gonna pick it up and immediately say, "Don't yell at me. I'm just moving you." And immediately put it in the bag and let go of it as quick as possible.
Don't yell at me. I'm just
Put me down, you fucking ingrate. How dare you? The stench of shame reeks up on me. Don't put me in the bag. Don't put me in the bag.
Is there anything else that was in the box under the axe?
no. Everything else underneath seems to be like straw and padding to keep these things safe.
We should we should maybe head up to the school. The Mantle of Firebird is actually not listed in the terms of our contract, and so I'm not gonna tell them, since we don't know what that made you not want to know, secret wise. So until we know that, I'm probably gonna look for another home for this. Is that okay with you guys?
Wait, we're not letting Raf and Sachuram know about the mantle?
They can have the items they asked for.
GB's gonna say, do you think they were after this axe or this armor?
Maybe they're a set. I don't know. Maybe they get a set bonus when they wear 2 pieces of the gear or something.
Oh, shit, they give you
Um,
fire resistance.
Yeah, it ups your mastery by 129 while wearing
grinding
it.
my fire resistance gear from Molten Core. No, I have a couple ideas where we can put the mantle because like it's look, I've seen a lot of movies and heard a lot of stories, and sometimes when you put all of the super duper powerful items in one place, they only have to break into one place and get all the super duper powerful items.
Yeah, but
All
it
your
is
eggs
the-
in one basket, you know?
it is probably the safest place that the stuff could be stored. Are you of the opinion that we can't trust these people now? Or what's the angle, Kyler? Because I don't see any safe place that... If we're giving them one really dangerous item, like, I don't see the logic in us not giving the other as well.
Well, they're a set, right? This whole from the before times. So what if you get them all together and they do something super duper powerful and then some bad guy wants it and they have the power? Versus if we keep them spread out and one place gets attacked, the others would be on alert. Even if they're not quite as safe, putting a fire item at the bottom of the ocean or with one of the Taras 10 is still very safe.
Hey, Mux.
Mhm.
Was there a helm that came with the armor set?
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't think they're part of the same set, Kyler. I think that they're all just dangerous items. I don't think they're part of the same collective.
Didn't
Sorry,
Aris say that?
very good. Armor set is in the armor that was in the box, or armor set is in like the Elder Oak armor that you're wearing?
The armor set that was in the box.
Okay, yeah. It's like a full head to toe set.
Head to
of
toe.
armor.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
Sorry, continue, Kyler / Cass.
Yeah, I mean, you heard it. You weren't happy about it, what they did. And I think that Aris kind of said that they're from this, like, same mysterious period. And so I don't think, I think there's other places we could store them than just with the school. And they don't know about it, and they didn't ask for it, so they clearly didn't care that much anyway.
Unless
think
they
that,
didn't know where it was.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible. This guy had it up like a museum piece, though. So I feel like we could give it to Vupri, or we could put it in Four Shadows or somewhere else. Aris told me to make sure that no one like Abel gets a hold of it again. And I feel that is a responsibility that I've been given, and I never go back on my word.
So are you saying you
not-
don't trust Professor Raff and Avada Truham? I don't either, but I'm just trying to make sure we're on the same page here.
I trust them as far as I can throw them,
Okay?
which is
not...
a reasonable distance, but not very far.
You think you can throw Avada Truham?
Like if he like his body weight, yeah. Not like if he was like wrestling with me, but like if he was like standing there and he was like, right, throw me, Kyler. I think I could throw him some distance. I could throw Raph no matter what. Jesus, crustacean, look at him. Listen, you stormed out of that room the same time that I did, and Geraldine still has some secret locked in her mind.
Yeah,
that
no,
Raph might remove now that we're here.
what
and
I'm
we didn't
saying is
need
we
it.
use this as a bargaining chip.
I don't really operate like that. You see, there's the world's most powerful file wielder. There's also the option of just locking it in a trench and never looking at it again.
Do you really want something like that locked in your home?
It's a fire item. I don't think it could. We were able to put it out. I was able to put it out for a time. I don't think
Oh.
it can do much 3,000 feet below the ocean.
No. Aris gave you the item. You do with it what you will.
Well, yeah. I don't. Geraldine, could you examine it before we head up?
Can I?
Can you
Yes.
ritual identify?
Yes, I can ritually cast it.
Kyla's gonna hold it out.
I mean, are we still
Um,
on the boat?
Still,
Yeah.
still both. Yeah.
GB's just, I mean, she's, I guess, gonna sit down on it. She has to hold it for 11 minutes.
Mhm.
So she's gonna sort of sit down, cast identify.
You sit down. You cast identify. And after about, I think it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 10.
Yeah.
It says 10 minutes.
Yeah, as a ritual
Plus
cast for
one,
identify.
yeah.
Ritual, yeah.
As you focus, you become aware of the finer details about this. This is the mantle of the Firebird. It is a circlet of ruby steel, some sort of alloy mixing a gem with a metal, which is very, very rare but not unheard of with certain dwarven blacksmiths. They find a way to infuse the essence of one with the strength of the other. The mantle of the Firebird, from what you can currently gather, gives you resistance to radiant damage. It grants you a pair of wings that allow you to move 60 feet. Upon activating the mantle of the Firebird, once per day, you get a localized fireball spell. So the area around you goes up in flames. And if you go down to 0 hit points, it will return you back to half of your maximum hit point value. Throwing out another smaller localized fireball that only goes out to 10 feet. And then after that, it loses its rejuvenation properties until the following month. It's like it takes a lot of energy to do that.
So it can only be activated monthly.
The like
The re-
revival thing, yeah,
The
Revival
revival thing. Okay.
can only be activated monthly, but the rest of the effects seem to be activated whenever you intend to use them. Does require attunement.
Okay.
So
Alright.
and grants you an additional 3d10 of radiant damage on any attack you do. Any melee attack you do.
Any melee attack. Okay.
It's still kind of bonkers. Does Geraldine explain that to us in like a non-game mechanic-y way?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so. So everything we sort of saw, big fireball, little fireball if he comes back. A lot of, it seems like a light damage, radiant damage of some sort, of some amount gets added with every attack, or at least every melee attack, it seems. And then the wings that I think we put out, and the fireball we put out. It's some kind of ruby and steel mix. I don't really know metals too well. And
Cool.
as GB sort of trails off, she just sort of like hands it back up to Kyler and like hops off the floor.
It's like it's like a chainmail, like mask
circlet.
thing, isn't it? Is it literally just the circlet? Because I thought he had like the metal on his face.
No, it's like, so it's a circlet, but it kind of has, or like going from
Like a masquerade mask sort of thing.
here, like and around, it's got like a chainmail kind of drape that goes down its neck.
Yeah, but it doesn't cover the face.
It does cover the front of the eyes because it does, as Geraldine said, it has like a masquerade mask with like an elongated nose, but the nose doesn't like curl down. It's more like a sharp beak of a nose. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
just
useful.
hand it back up to Kyler and
Mhm.
hop up.
Darius was kind of adamant this would make us some kind of target, so I don't know yet, but I have a couple ideas. Kaz's gonna fold it up like the chainmail in on itself,
Mhm.
and just kind of into the jacket, resting against the chest.
As you
So-
do that, and as you kind of like tuck it away, you hear a voice behind you. Now, what on earth are the four of you doing? And you see-
Madam!
yeah, walking down the hill towards you, in her kind of like white leather, like upper body armor that kind of fades into like priestial, kind of like segmented armored robes at the bottom. I go away for 2 days. I take a small break. I go to see some sights. I go to the zoo. I go to enjoy some time away from the life and the hustle and bustle that is Avatar True Arms Academy for Adventurers. And I come back. And they go, oh, I wonder where the girls and the boys are. I wonder how they are doing. And then you tell me you are expelled. You tell me that you have not told your father. And you expect me not to tell your father? You better have a good
No.
reason.
That's
It
something
was
you're
for
gonna
the
want to
mission.
ask Professor Raff, because he's the one that put us up to this.
I haven't said anything. I understand that you kids at your age, you have to have something that is secret. But if you have been expelled and your father finds out that I knew, I want to hear everything. Professor Raff will be in a few hours. Come with me. I have some potions and tonics that will make you feel well rested, and you can catch me up.
Do you have a drink?
Look at me. Do I look like I would not store whiskey in my medicine cabinet?
Would you mind? 'Cause I could really use a fucking drink, madam.
It's what I usually offer the students before I offer them any sort of pain medication, so of course,
Alright. Perfect.
with that, hitting the 3 hour mark, I am quite busy tomorrow. I've got a busy day ahead, so I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for coming. We will regroup back next week, with the group now safely back in Avatar Tree Arms Academy for Adventurers, back in a relatively safe place. We'll come back, this arc finished, and we'll see what happens next in the world of Viltanian. Who are we raiding into, Eli?
We are going to read into, if you just give me one moment. Let's see. Tabletop Notch are live. I can't see anyone else that is doing live things that aren't replays.
Okay.
That we know of. So yeah, we'll go and say hello to Tabletop Notch.
Not a problem.
Sweet.
Yeah, everybody go show Tabletop Notch some love. If you don't already have the emotes for the raid, subscribe, get the emotes for the raids, support us. We love you very much. If not, if you've got enough points, which you should, and if you don't, why not, then go ahead and unlock it, and we will see you all next time.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you guys on Tuesday for Table Talk, where we will talk about these last couple of episodes. We'll catch you all then. Bye.